On this episode of the LHK Conversation, James Pitt, the American Felon.
Name hold, like, was it worth it? And I want you to answer, like, did you ever feel guilt, remorse, or like, do you ever regret what you did? And then, like, what you're doing today is significant. How do you cancel the noise from your haters? And moving forward, are you gonna keep doing what you're doing? Or are you just gonna, you understand? So yeah, you can put me on pause. I just want to hear his. I'm sorry, James.
We're gonna put you on pause. We're gonna put you on pause.
Yeah. My bad.
I definitely do feel a lot of guilt. Leaving the family, especially pops. I ain't really, I don't really got a lot of, I ain't really make sure I saved a lot of good memories, photos, and nothing like that. And it sucks that I had to be locked up when he passed away. That really hurt.
You was locked up when he passed away?
Yeah, 1 year. 1 year.
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry, you lost.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I felt guilt. I feel guilt. Damn it.
My bad, bro. My bad.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah.
You're doing good. Give him a minute. Francis, back up off him for a second.
Nah, this show always been real. He's gonna be real.
Yeah.
This is what y'all wanted,
and I
right?
appreciate that.
This is what y'all wanted.
Real.
Yeah,
this is probably the realest nigga y'all had on the show.
Nah,
and a lot of shit he deal with, he probably doesn't even talk about. He's busy promoting other people, sharing.
And we appreciate that, but we don't want you to make them,
No,
we
but
want to be real with Francis. Let him
I
finish
love my
Francis.
Listen, this man promotes everybody else. He doesn't promote himself enough.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So I'm sorry, James.
Nah,
this is a man, like, you gotta keep it real. We forget about the people who's integral in our community. This is a man who bigs up everybody, who shows love, but he really does it. He talks about other. We don't really ask these. We gotta ask these questions. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Pause. But if you follow him for real, he's always showing love, always bigging up other people.
No, I've been watching his.
What does he get in return? What does this man get in return? A whole bunch of backlash, a whole bunch of bullshit. He went to prison and jail when he was younger. Nobody knows this man's story for real because he doesn't talk about it. He's too busy promoting and bigging up other. But we don't see that.
Well, let him talk. Let him big.
I'm sorry. But we was giving him. I'm sorry. Put me on pause because I'm not gonna stop.
I'm gonna put you on pause.
Okay, fine. Fine.
I love you, sis.
This is about him, so let him talk. I love you. You know I do.
And bro, I'm just giving you your flowers. I love you, bro.
I love you too, sis. Thank you.
We appreciate and I'm pretty sure he definitely appreciates you being in his corner. But let him talk. So we gotta let him.
Yes, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, I do feel guilt. I try not to live in it because I know I can't get it back. So I just try to make sure I do right and keep my word to myself and what the word I kept to him pretty much before he passed. Like, yo, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna do right. I also feel guilt for empathy or remorse for for what I did in the streets. A lot of lives. It may not seem like it, but like Francis said, she knows the history. She was around. Jamal, you was around for a period of time. There's a lot of lives like I affected in a negative way. Led them to join blood, do all of this stuff, and commit crimes and get caught up in the streets when they, I could have been a better leader. I could have been a better leader.
Right.
I do.
You had older niggas
remorse for
calling
that.
you OG. You had niggas in it. You was like 17, 18 with 30-year-olds calling you OG. That was crazy to me. Like, he's really God's child for real.
Yes.
And God protected you. That's probably why he had to sit you down because ain't no way. This nigga's, I said 17. He was really like 15, 16. Well, grown-ass men took OG. Like, what you want us to do? You understand? So I'm not going to put your business in the streets, but it was really like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you're doing American Felon,
yeah, and I feel like that's the point he's trying to get across. Because this is a nigga that used to really push buttons. When I say
hear what you said.
You talking to me?
No, I didn't hear what you said. Your phone, it went out. What did you say?
I said, this is a man that really used to push buttons at 17, 16 years old. He's not going to talk about it, and I don't want to put this man's business on blast, but we doing a show. Like, let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah.
This man is...
Right. No, yeah, exactly.
16,
That's why I'm trying to keep it.
16,
But I'm going to
17.
end up muting you.
No, I'm sorry, because he just made a statement like, I'm sorry that I led people in the wrong direction, but it wasn't even like young boys under him. It was grown-ass men that he was like, go do this, go do that. What the is going on? And
right, but anyways, let's not put it in that type of like...
because he needs to talk about it. He's a menace, and I say this with love. It was God who had to sit this nigga down. I'm sorry he did all this time in prison, but imagine what Spring Valley would have been if he just grew up in the streets. Like, bro, this nigga is a menace and a problem. So we have to talk about that.
We are talking about it, but you're the only one talking about it. Let the
All right,
well,
I'm gonna let him talk. Put me on mute.
Please, let the man talk.
Nah.
Thank you. So, anyways, now that Francis is on,
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Let him finish because he's the guest.
But
my bad.
Yeah, you said that we're gonna get past. Want to move past that part because I don't want to keep making you emotional, and I get it. But what do you do for your son? Like, how do you teach your son to not go in the same path you did? Because I know you said you went through a lot, you did a lot. We're not going to hype on that because we know that, you're changed and you're doing what you have to do by having American Felon. And then also, Jamal, you said that he talks to the kids as well, correct?
Yeah.
He's been in a few schools from what I've seen. It looks like with a few of the office.
To a few schools. I went to Spring Valley, went to the police station, and been to a few places. I'm trying to get in more if they let me, so.
Right. But no, it's good. I mean, this is a start. You're starting, you're doing what you need to do. But what are you telling them when you meet with them? What are you saying to them to make them not go down the same path that you're going down? And also, what Francis said about how do you deal with fighting against the people that want to bring you down, because now that you change, you're not in the same circles that you used to be in. And those people are going to be mad. I mean, if you don't go in the same circles and you elevate and you change, you're always going to have to leave people behind. So answer that question. I'm muting Francis because I feel like she's going to interrupt.
Yeah. Well, when I go into the schools, I pretty much, I just like the first time I spoke to the children or the youth, at-risk youth, was at the police academy. And, Ronnie just told me, just keep it real. They got to hear the realness. So, I just stuck with that. Ronnie, the Officer Charles, he just told me real. So, I go in there. I'm not graphic when I explain what's going on, but I let them know a certain enough details about my life, like the trajectory and how I was, in school doing good on my nerd anime. I was really, really out the way until I hit that period of 14 and stuff like that and started, gang banging. I let them know what it's like, the experience. Like, I wouldn't wish prison on my worst enemy. I never put anybody in prison. It's a bad feeling. I've seen a lot of stuff inside there that, some stuff it's hard to even talk about. It's like, but I try to let them know the real deal so they can make wise decisions. You can't just go off of your own experience. You got to go off of everybody else's experiences as well. So I try to give them a bunch of perspectives so that they can know what direction they need to take their life in.
So, can I ask you something?
Yes.
How do you communicate that with your own kids? Because I just want to say this also. He's an excellent stepfather. He when he came home, not only did this man get into his son's life heavily, also a daughter that he raised before he went to prison, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel like, shout out to June, do you feel like it's more important to reach the community, the youth, or your children in the home? Because your son loved you so much, and he's you all over, like, for real. With the more intelligence, because you wasn't, but I know you always kept in contact with him while you was locked down. It's different when you're home. But when you came home, not only did you obviously get back into it with your son, but you embraced your stepdaughter again, and you're not even with her mom.
Yeah.
So how do you
What does
feel
that
like
look?
when it comes to
What
as
does
far
that
as
look
your
like?
kids? Yeah, exactly.
You said what? I didn't hear that
How
last.
does that how does that look like? Go ahead, Taika. Like
No,
with
how
putting
do you deal with that? How do you deal with, now that everyone knows what's going on, and like I said, you have the Facebook page, and kids are on that, they see that, they're influenced by that. How do you deal with that? And like she said, how you deal with that in a home
Well,
and being a father?
to be honest, I'm not even gonna lie. Parenting is difficult, especially coming from my background at the prison a long stretch. I went in when justice was about to go on 3.
Yep.
So I missed a critical period of time. So even I wasn't in communication with him, like Francis said, throughout the whole entire bitch. I give my my son's mother, Mercedes, a lot of credit for that. She definitely made sure I was in contact with the kids. So, but parenting through the phone and trying to have them ask me questions, like, oh, what's eczema, stuff like that. Is your body, it's hard. And then I'm coming home trying to, be present in his life, but I know I can't really be too forceful, like, a dad, like, how a parent would be if they was really in the household, because I don't really know him, I just know about him through our phone conversations, and he don't really know about me. So, we took the little time when I first came out to really try to get to know each other and get a feel for each other. And, I tell him too, like, this is not what you want. You got to plan for your future. It might look good at this moment, it might feel good, all the respect that you think that you're getting, but it's going to be meaningless 10 years, 20 years down the line,
Yeah,
all you have
that's
is
dope.
memories. Is
Right.
So
nobody's going to really
when
care about what you've done, what your exploits were, some people, yeah, such and such, even now, like with me, oh yeah, that's bliss, but nobody really cares, at the end of the day, like I bump into one of these YNs or something, they're gonna push my wig back like nothing. You feel me?
Right.
It matter down the line. So that's why I'm trying to drill to him, like, get focused. And he's starting to get focused.
how old is he now?
He got his job. He's focusing on the music, doing his show. So, he's taking my advice and taking my lead and my what I got to offer, my wisdom. So I'm definitely proud of him for that. And for the youth, outside, it's just the same. I got to lead by example. So that's why I'm always posting about the jobs. Come get the jobs. And
Mhm.
sometimes I might pick up 2 jobs, just to show them that you can do this. It's not, it's challenging, but it's doable. You feel me? If you want it, it's only
Right.
want it. Though.
Right.
You gotta want that.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jamal.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say was, this is the issue I have again with the reform system, especially the system when men get out of jail. Like they serve their time, they don't want to go back. There needs to be some type of structure to where these guys are able to get back on their feet. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Give them jobs, housings, and things like that. If you're not going to give them any of these necessities to start off at least, or you know what I mean, or put them in the right direction, you know, they're gonna, and some of them end up going doubling back and doing the old shit, is because you're not giving them the opportunity to progress. You know what I'm saying? You're
Correct.
still right. You're still shunning them for what their crimes they did. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to do better. You know what I mean? You can't always look at them as a felon, and I think that's the goddamn problem. Again, this goes back to the system. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I
That's
guess
why they
I'm
lock
gonna
so
speak
many of
to
us up. They lock so many of us up because we can't vote with certain criminal records. You feel me?
yeah.
So
So my question to you is, being that he's leading to that, give me 1 second, Tanya. My question is to you, with everything that is going on, with everything that's against you at this point, how are you finding yourself working? How do you get like criticism from people because you're trying to do right? How are you dealing with that? Like, is it rough for you to get a job? Are you working? Things like that. Like, being that you did such a long bid, is it more judgment, more criticism? And if so, like, how are you dealing with that?
I mean, I think the most criticism comes from, am I going to be able to stay on the straight and narrow? You know, I know a lot of people still doubt me and, you know, doubt my intentions or doubt, you know, what I'm trying to actually do. So, but like the video I just dropped, the reel I just dropped on the page, it's mistakes people make is the comeback circle. So I made sure, you know, I got a good circle around me, a good mentor. My sister's one of definitely in my circle. She definitely keeps me grounded, lets me know, you know, when I'm slipping, and you know, she congratulates me when I'm doing good, and she makes sure she give me my flowers all the time.
That's
So,
good.
you know, I also got my mentor. I just picked up Richard Bronson. I was actually explaining this to you, Francis. But that goes into what Jamal was just saying as well. With as far as the reentry goes, that's what got me a little excited because we're actually working on a social media platform called the Commissary Club. It's supposed to be in next year, next spring. I don't know if you heard of Richard Bronson. He was actually a part of the Wolf of Wall Street. If y'all saw the movie, yeah, he's definitely. So we've been working on that. I've been posting it in my stories. I've been trying to
I
get the
would love
email.
to be involved in that.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying. I'm telling you, we definitely gonna be big. It's definitely gonna drop next year. It's gonna cover the housing. It's gonna cover employment. You're gonna have all the resources.
Good.
AI does the resume for you, applies for jobs for you. It's a bunch of stuff that you know is gonna help out. So yeah,
That's
Bro,
positive. I love that. Hear that. I love
this
to
is the
hear
last
stuff like
thing because
that.
I'm gonna listen after. So I just want to ask this one
Let
question.
Tanya
So
ask her question first because she had a hand up.
okay, yeah.
Well, not so much a question. I wanted to say in response to Jamal, but I think the brother just answered it. I think it's, you have to learn reentry while you're in, not when you come home.
Yeah.
Because if you don't gain the skills, get a GED, learn some skill while you're there, when you come out, you're no better than you were when you left.
And that's the issue that a lot of brothers have. When I see, a lot of them they don't like going to school. You know,
Right.
they'll get put in the ABE class, one of the lowest classifications for the GED system, and then you know they'll get discouraged and don't want to really participate, and then they'll go their whole entire sentence without getting their GED or really accomplishing anything that can help them when they do reenter. So it definitely starts in prison. You got to really want to know. You got to want to come back and reenter society prepared. You know, you got to have that game plan ready. Know exactly what you're going to do. I'm actually trying to build a blueprint because it's not easy. Even, you know, it's definitely not easy. Even though I'm in a better situation, a better predicament than a lot of people. I had a lot of support coming home, but I know the difficulties of getting the job. You know, I had a little period of time where I was floating through. I'm working now, but you know, I'm definitely trying to get other people to get jobs. That's why I've been posting a lot. But yeah, it's definitely challenging. So I'm like I said, the social media site Commissary Club that's about to come is gonna definitely help and you know try to make things a little easier.
Yeah, and continue to keep us posted because I would love to do a part 2 of this down the line from where you became from when you first had on the show until where you are now. And I know I see great things that are coming down the line. And I just want to say from a Black woman to a Black man that I'm happy that and proud to know that
And we
you're
love
doing
y'all.
something positive in the community and trying to let the youth know that it's not cool to go to jail, no matter what your past is. And I feel like a lot of people really judge us for our past. And they so blinded by our past that they miss the opportunity to go get to know us in the present. And I get to know the things that we're doing, but everything's not meant for everybody. Either you're gonna be awake or you're gonna be asleep. And most people choose to be asleep and live on what you used to do. So I just commend you on that, and I appreciate you coming on and letting us know those things. And would you like to say anything to the people, like anything that could change anybody's mind before they want to go out or pick up that gun or kill that person or do whatever it is to get them locked up for years and miss their entire life because you touched us when you said that you missed a lot of things that happened and you had no control over it and you couldn't come out and say, you know what, hey, let me do it. Let me just walk out the jail cell and change my life. You had to do your bid before they released you.
Yeah.
Before he speaks on that, can I just say one thing?
That's
I don't know.
Yes, please, sis, please. Just to
Okay,
the
go ahead.
aha moment. Because
Okay,
if
go
you know this
ahead.
man, he's very humble. So when I
I
go
see
back to
that.
the aha moment, he's gonna answer your question. I just want to say this one thing.
Thank you.
Is there ever like a time where, because okay, for example, the situations we grew up in, you like, you take from what you wanna, the positive, the negative, you like alchemize it, right? We're all alchemists, especially if you have that mentality. We're all everybody on this post is very intelligent, educated. We know how to alchemize. So I say this to say, James, was there ever a moment, because like even with raising kids, was there ever a moment where you're trying to preach and you hear your dad like coming out your mouth? If it makes sense, like this
The
is
thoughts
everything my dad
his
was,
father's
yeah,
thoughts.
everything my dad was trying to preach to me. Because even with our parents,
what.
mom, dad, whatever.
Yeah, definitely. When you talk about dealing with justice, oh, I see everything my dad did with. Everything he used to go for, just running around, all the court trips, all the, the stress we was putting on him. I could, it's it's definitely, full circle.
You
It
hear
feels
your father coming out your mouth, right? Because even when I'm
yeah,
disciplining my kids, I'm like, I would
feels
never
good.
discipline my kids like my mom did me. And then sometimes I hear my mom coming out my mouth like, wait, pause, like time
Mm-hmm.
out,
I'm like, this
right?
just like my pops. Yeah,
Yeah.
feels good. Definitely feels.
That's good that you definitely can, laugh about it and teach a kid. And it's great that you're breaking generational. I would say I always say generational curses because it is
Amen.
a curse. It is a curse when you keep going through the same negative cycle each generation. And I'm glad to see that you are breaking that and you're starting somewhere. You got to start somewhere. And they say Rome wasn't built in a night, and it definitely wasn't. So, I give you, kudos to you and always encourage you, like we're all here, you
Thank,
know. We're
thank.
all here, and it's like you reach out if you have an idea you think will be a good to be fit for the project or whatever it is. Like we got to start somewhere.
And
We have to
speaking of
start
and speaking
somewhere.
of starting somewhere, because this podcast is pivotal and this is gonna grow so much, but we have to be clear, like James Pitt is the first one to say the streets, but we gonna give that credit to 21 Savage.
You want to talk about that
Because
so bad?
yeah, because we gotta make this clear, like the streets really I mean Rockland is a big small town, if we're being clear, like who said it first? But sometimes your platform, and this is the greatest platform,
Thanks.
for us and but like if we being real, like this is the first nigga that we know before celebrities. This nigga was the first one to say fuck the streets. And it's coming from a nigga who been in the streets. I don't know 21 Savage history. He's from Europe. He's British.
He grew up in Houston or whatever it was,
No,
apparently.
he's British. His father was a doctor. This nigga came, let's be
Act like
real.
these
This nigga
small.
came from privilege. He came from privilege. So this is nothing to take away from 21. Like from what I heard, this nigga push buttons. I don't really know. We on a podcast with a nigga who really used to push buttons. Like
Yeah,
I said it before,
fuck this.
this is a dude. I don't mean to keep calling you a nigga, bro, but let's be
Nah,
real. This is a little boy from a grown man that really could push buttons. Like I grew up top when I came from Brooklyn,
Francis,
right?
let the man answer the question. You asked the
No,
question.
he's listening, nigga. Listen, he's one of the first, if not the first, who I ever saw a little boy tell a grown ass man who's in his 30s, mind you, this nigga 17, go do this, go do that. What the fuck is y'all niggas talking about right now? And I'm a female. So I don't know. You know me, I've always been posted. Like I watch. I'm an ear to the street. So I'm not gonna put this nigga's business out there too much, but let's give credit where credit's due. This is the first thing that I said, fuck the streets. A nigga who's really been in the streets.
So let
You
me
got
ask you this. Let me ask you this question, Francis and James. Since James, you have a co-host on the
I'll
hosting.
let
Nah,
James
fuck with
answer it first. I'll let
Uh-huh.
James answer it first.
That's
But
it.
what's the question? What's the question?
Can I ask the question?
Yes,
I'm
baby.
at this point. I don't know what my little sister is doing right now, but I do appreciate her giving us background and letting us know, James, that you are a very good person. I understand that. We get that, and you are very good with what you're doing right
Read the
now. We do
paperwork. This
appreciate.
nigga's name is on nobody's paperwork. The shit he's
I'm
talking
about to
about.
mute you.
Okay, fine. All right, don't. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what would you, like I said, what would you have to say, if anything, to encourage the youth? What would you say at this point?
To encourage them, well, that's a good question. To encourage, it's hard. I don't really try to encourage the masses. I worry about just, if I could just reach one person, my example, my story. If they go through my page, they can find a couple other good stories from good personal friends like Jiz, that really let them know like what it's really about. That the streets aren't really everything they claim to be. You get these big homies that come on the scene, not even just gang members, just big homies, period, and get you involved in the street and don't really tell you what the real deal is. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you what the downfall, what the downsides could be. They just want you to think it's all glamorous, money, women, flash, et cetera, et cetera. And, use my story. I done did a lot and I done suffered a lot because of it. Um, you know, um, Use it to make the right decisions because you only get one life. There's no coming back. There's times that's gonna be harder than most, and you know, um, you're gonna come a point where you might be alone. You thinking that you got friends, loyalty. It really don't exist sometimes in the streets. There's dudes I would have died for that I put my life on the line for that crossed me. That crossed me. It sucks because these are people I never did no wrong to. I would have went to the end of the earth, and you see people's true colors when you're away, and it's sad, but it's the reality. It's really no love in the streets. That's what really the streets is not really like street culture, not where we come from. It's just all the negative shit that comes with it. Just being involved, the drugs, the gang banging, the guns, all of that stuff that can really keep tearing us apart. We don't got nothing in our neighborhoods. We don't own nothing. We ain't trying to own nothing, apparently, and that's a problem. And that's
It is.
So what was your vision behind what you try to establish? What's your real vision?
Well, first is building a company that can actually give felons an opportunity to really come out and be successful. Like Jamal said, the system that we got right now is nowhere. It's not perfect. It's nowhere near perfect. It's not even close. It's
Right.
just really just throw you out $40 or whatever the limit is now, 200, and really be on your way. There's send you into a halfway house or something and try to let you figure it out. There's no game plan. There's no real follow up to make sure that you got everything you need to keep being successful. And it's sad, so
It is.
it really is. So, we just got to do our part, and I'm going to keep doing it. That's what American Felon is. That's what we're going to get the message out there. We're going to be everybody's voices that, is incarcerated, that doesn't, that can't speak or, afraid to speak. That's even why I chose the name American Felon. It's in your face,
Right.
it's strong, it's in your face. And what we're going to try to do, first and foremost, I'm put Rockland on the map. Everybody be sleeping on us. Nobody actually knows us. This is actually something that's Rockland born. You know, it feels good to have something from your hometown that's actually, being talked about on a national level. And it's just going to create opportunities. The more people that we help coming out of prisons, that's more families we can help.
Right.
So, the more people we get jobs for, the more people we can find housing for, will be less on the streets and they can be successful. That's what American Felon, that's the ultimate goal.
I love it because you and
That's good.
Jamal remind
Love
me
it.
of the same type of people. Like the only difference is Jamal is very quiet, but the similarity is y'all both absorb information, right? If I could speak on this, Jamal sits back and absorbs information. You absorb information and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that between our brothers because what's crazy? Like, even when you talk about racial, for example, they try to make us seem like us blacks don't support each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always a black that be like, oh, black people don't stick together. No, it's you're one of the blacks that don't stick together. We do stick together.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are very silent. Like, if I can make an example, some of us are very vocal and some of us are quiet threats. The least happen. If I can make an example, like Jamal is one of them quiet, like, wait for me because I'm coming. But you put it on Front Street. And I love that because that's what we need. The backing. Like, trust and believe I'm Front Street, but I got a whole team behind me that's very quiet. Just wait for it, if that makes sense.
Good. As you should. It takes a village.
It does.
Yeah,
but anyways, so so we about to wrap it up because I always keep it to an hour. I don't want to be on long because we all got to work.
It doesn't even feel like an hour. It's good conversation. I love that.
I know. I love it too. But James, just like I said, we appreciate everything that you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting out the positive work. Don't let the critics keep criticizing you. Handle what you need to handle as a black man and gentleman. Reach out to your circle. Continue your circle so that people can see that this is what you're doing and I can do it too. As a young black boy growing up, I'll be able for someone to say, oh, I'm a young black boy. This is what he did. American Felon. This is great. Or even if you later on down the line, you decide to put out a book and say, this is where I started. This is where I came from. This is where I'm at now. You can get through all these things because I got through all these things. With that being said, Jamal, take over. Jamal does a segment at the end of the show that we always say.
Yes, Jamal.
He go ahead and he talks his talk and then we end the show.
Don't let us down.
Thank you.
Don't let us down.
Thank you. I appreciate
Find out the outside noise. But yeah, Jamal, I love hearing what you have to say because this bro is so educated. But yes, bro.
Go ahead, Jamal, because I'm muting her right now. That's it.
Right.
Go ahead, though. Francis is muted. Go ahead, Jamal.
I'm gonna try to keep it a little short, but also, not too crazy. But I just want to start off with, thank you all for coming on to the panel. Definitely thank you, James, for coming on. Latanya, thank you. Francis, thank you for joining in too. My co-host, we are the dynamic duo from what we're told. Right. So what I want to talk about is mission and purpose, mission and destiny, matter of fact. I felt like, James, you were given a mission at one point in your life, but now I think you found your destiny. You understand what I'm saying? You've completed one mission, but now I think you found your destiny, and you know what I'm saying? And I think we all are on our destiny now and all our straightforward path to what we have to do and what we have to accomplish to get there. You've been through the battles, you know what I'm saying? You've gone through all types of hell and high water to get to where you got to go. And, and you made it out. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not over for you. You know, um, I've known you, you know what I mean? But I didn't know the real you. But now I'm getting to know the real you, and I'm happy that I've got to know the real you. You know what I'm saying? I knew there was something in you. I just didn't really, I couldn't see it, not until I really sat down and had a one-on-one conversation with you. I mean, the last time I saw you, we were out at a party, which was fun. It was good, celebrating your sister's, Earth Day. I thought that was dope. But again, it's like I said before, I could tell, like, you're on a journey and you're on a good one. And it's like I said, you're in the path. You know what I mean? And I'm glad to see that. And it's like I said before, I don't see too many guys. How old are you? Of you, 35, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I see a lot of guys and everybody. I seem like you have your hands in the right areas, and you're trying and you're hustling and you're bustling, and that's what I like to see. You know, and again, we are behind enemy lines, which is called America. I'm not even gonna get into that. You may have to catch me on the other side when I start going in on AI, but I'm gonna leave them alone for today.
Please do. Don't mess with them.
Yeah,
Before you end,
I'm not.
Jamal, before you end and say the last thing, because Samuel came on and he said he would love to have him join 25 Black Men of Rockland.
I was just going to say that to him.
Yes, January 22nd at the MLK at 7 p.m. I don't know if you're able to join it. So look at the comments when the show is over on the page, because he wrote that he would love to have you join 25 Black Men of Rockland.
Okay. Oh, definitely.
Right. So we're forming a coalition, man. That's what I was going to begin to. It's like I said, it's a mission. It's going to be a team thing. We go try to bring all the brothers together, and we go try to work something. Like I said, some of these guys were in, NCAACP. What else? These guys some of them were on the board, guidance counselors. A lot of these guys, hands-on guys too, construction and all that. Like, we bring all these minds together. Maybe we can cook something. Maybe we can try to fight and salvage what's left of the town. Again, it's like I said before. This is it's going to be a process. I definitely like you. We will definitely want you on the team.
Yeah, no problem. Hell yeah, I'm definitely for it.
And you can still, like I said, you can bring your knowledge and whatnot. You do your other thing on the side too. It's like the Avengers, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know who the Avengers are. Of
course.
They own missions. But when they got to come together to stop like Thanos,
willing to help. It takes a village. You cannot do nothing by yourself. You cannot. Change comes when multiple people, like-minded people, come together and make it happen. They got the same mind, and they get it done. So I'm definitely for it, man. Like the town
trying to
change. It's reckless. I ain't gonna lie. It's reckless. All the stories I heard since I was up there, and seeing since I've been home, like it really changed a lot. And if we can help, then I'm for it, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I definitely love to hear that. And it's like I said, we're forming the Avengers. That's what it's like. Now we fighting against Dr. Doom, but first we got to get ready. We got to get past the lackeys in the MAGA clan as well. I'll let y'all leave it at that.
All right, guys. James, once again, I appreciate everybody coming in. Francis, I love you. I had to mute you for a second. And Latanya, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. American Felon, guys, follow the page. Also, the LHK page, the LHK conversation page. Follow that as well. We're going to be putting more things out. Me and Jamal, we're working out all of the stuff that we need to do. And we just, we appreciate you guys. We love you, and we want to bring our community together. We really want to do that. And we want to put the word out there, and we want to stay positive to the Black women and Black men that are watching the show, and know that this is not just a show for bullcrap. We really want to put things out there and change the dynamic, change the face of everything that's going on. It's not just about celebrities. We have local celebrities that are doing the correct thing, trying to make the change in the community. Right. So I'm Taika. That's Jamal, Latanya, Francis, James, American Felon TV. Guys, have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night. God bless you.
See ya. Bye, Francis.
Francis.